Firstly, let's just acknowledge the lack of a need for anything to happen. The lack of a need for any urgency, any responsibility, anything to do. And that goes as far as wanting to learn something, wanting to understand something. We're not here in this exploration to relax. We're not here in this exploration to meditate. We're here to recognize that it is already the nature of being alive. That should itself take away any expectation of gaining or attaining or trying to silence our thoughts, trying to behave in a specific way. All we're doing right now, which we can't even consider to be something we do, is listening to our experience. We are listening to every single form of experience that is presented to us. Sights, sounds, sensations, smells, and I don't think that you'll be doing much tasting, but tasting potentially. However, I do suggest that we close our eyes if we feel comfortable to do so. Sometimes we don't feel comfortable closing our eyes. Sometimes we want to keep them open and do that. Just listen. Listen to what is arising. And if you're listening, your listening to experience brings you to a place where you feel the desire to scratch an itch. You feel the desire to close your eyes. You feel the desire to open your eyes. Do it. And listen to yourself moving your arm. Listen to yourself with the desire. Listen to the desire. Listen to the impulse. Listen to the eyes opening. Listen to the itch disappear. Try and listen to the point where the itch or the discomfort turns to neutrality. We're just listening. Pretend this is your intimate lover talking, telling you about one of her most profound memories, or his. Listen like God is speaking to you through your sensations, through the expression and the vibration of your thoughts, through the sounds of the waves, through all perceptions. Listen to it. Listening doesn't necessarily mean that we're using our ears. I'm presuming that whoever's listening knows what I mean by listening. Listening is to simply listen, as we do with our ears, with the rest of our experience. Now, notice that we're not listening with something. There isn't something listening to something. Try now to find the one that's listening and the object it listens to. Try and find the distinction between the two. The one that's listening and that which it is experiencing or listening to. Can you find a distinction between them? Are we listening with is there a different mechanism or tool to listen to our sensations as there is to listen to the sounds of the waves? Or the sights of the back of our eyelids? Or is it the same non-tool or mechanism that is listening to all layers of experience? Can we find the listener and the listened to? Or is there just listening? Or is there just experiencing? Go to your sound, go to hearing. Where are you in the experience of hearing? Are you somewhere and the experience of hearing somewhere else? Go to your sensations. Let's just take our hand on our knee or our leg or the surface. Where are you in reference to the experience of the sensation? Are you somewhere and the experience of the sensation or the sensing somewhere else? If so, where is the border or the gap between what you essentially are and sensing? Or are they one, we could say, wholeonymous experience? Wholeonymous being not synonymous, because there's not two things happening at once, but wholeonymous, as in seemingly two, actually one. Notice that recurring through every sensible experience. There is no gap, there is no separation between what we or I am and what that is. There is just raw, free, borderless experiencing. With no individual experiencing it, and no separate experience to experience. Notice that all we are actually experiencing is the listening itself. Drop what we listen to. Drop the entity that listens. And just know yourself right now as the pure and raw experience of listening. Now notice that this listening is what we essentially are. It's what we refer to as ourself. It's not a thought. It's not a feeling. It's not anything that seems to be in objective experience. That one is pure being. You could say it's the essence or the heart of meditation. Has no agenda, has no age, knows nothing of time, knows nothing of space, knows nothing of distance. Therefore knows nothing of separation. Notice that it's alive. It's alive because it is. It isn't not. It definitely, most obviously, is. And to be alive is to simply know what is. What is not a world of experience. It is what I am. To be alive is to simply know or be aware of the essence of existence. To be aware knowingly of the essence of existence is to be in that pure, unconditioned listening, which we could say is the raw experience of being alive. What being alive is. That which we experienced as children, as infants. And therefore, meditation is the nature of being alive. It can't be any other way. It has never been any other way. Has meditation began? Have you noticed a point where there wasn't meditation and where now there is meditation? Or was it, or is it, the already present baseline state, which is not a state of experience? The reason I say it's not a state is simply because all states are something that arise and disappear. This baseline, fundamental, stateless state, but for the sake of language, we'll just call it a state, is never changing. It's the ever-present baseline condition of being. It doesn't arise and it doesn't disappear, it just is. It is the essence of existence. It's the heart of awareness. Awareness is its own heart, is its own essence. There's no limit to this. If there was a limit, where could it be? What could limit it? What experience could limit this? What would we even mean by a limit? For it to be concealed? For it to somehow stop? For it to somehow be contained? What could contain a zero-dimensional field of pure existence? To say it's a field is to go too far in the wrong direction. The closest our limited mind can conceive is of some form of space-like quality. In fact, the perception or the appearance of space, the appearance of infinite space, infinitely extending space, is the shadow of spaceless, zero-dimensional, pure being. If we take infinite as beyond space, zero spaceness, we could say that infinite extending mass of space is the shadow of infinity. If we take the definition of eternity as beyond time or outside of time or timelessness, we could say that infinitely extending time is the shadow of eternity. The reason that there is a subtle profundity to the words "be here now" is because they are suggesting exactly what I'm referring to here. Being, existence, here, infinite, now, eternal, or eternity. Being is infinite and eternal. In fact, being is not separate from eternity or infinity. They are in the same, seemingly different parts, different expressions of one objectless thing. Which is beyond or prior to the appearance of anything. How do we recognize that? We simply recognize what we are in this moment. What is that which is listening to all of this? That is not separate from what it listens to. It's simply that. Simply this. Meditation never began, and never will it end. Thank you.